Today, I want to discuss about analytical review procedures, ARP. So, this is what I want to discuss. Analytical review procedures. It is important to understand what we mean by analytical review procedures. We abbreviate these as ARPs, small s. So, as the auditor, it is very important to understand analytical review procedures. So, analytical review procedures, these are the tests performed to know or to analyze the company's trend of performance or to analyze the company's performance over a period of time. So that is what we refer to analytical review procedures. It is very important to know that, and it is important to know if you were planned as a company, if this is what the company expected to be incurred, or is what the expected revenue was. Then, after the actual happening, you need to analyze or to get the variance between the standards or the budgeted values or variables and the actual company performance. The difference between what was expected and what has actually occurred, that one is the variance. So, analytical review procedures, it is the way we do analyze the variances or the causes of variables among variables. So, in simple, you can say these are tests which are performed to analyze or determine the company's determine the performance of a company. You can put it that way: performance of a company over a period of time. So that is analytical review procedures. Now, another thing I want us to do or to know is about the extent of use of ARPs. Not everyone who can use the analytical review procedures. Not everyone who can use the analytical review procedures. So it's important to know the extent, because that's what the examiner asks: extent of use of analytical review procedures. For you to compare the data or the company's performance, the data must be related. So, relationship between the items of data. So the data must be related. So if you want to know the company's performance in the industry, you'll compare if it's the profits of the company with other companies' profits in the same industry. So that's what we're talking of the relationship between the items of data. Number two is also availability of data. You cannot perform analytical review procedures. So the extent of using the ARPs will depend with the availability of data. Is the data available or not? Is the data related or not? And again, number three is experience of auditor in using ARPs. If you do not have experience in auditing the company, if you do not have experience in the use of the ARPs or the analytical review procedures, there is no way you can apply or you can use the analytical review procedures. So that is another reason. Again, auditors' knowledge about the client. Auditors' knowledge about the client. You can notice if you do not have knowledge about the client's background very well. So you must have the some good knowledge of this company where you want to know how the company is performing. So that is the bit of knowledge about their client. Again, we also need to talk of the objective of the audit. So it is important to know this. You will use ARPs only where the objective of the audit is to express an opinion on whether the financial statements they give a true value. You cannot use analytical review procedures where the objective of the audit is detecting errors. So I'm saying the ARPs or the analytical review procedures, they are applicable where the objective of that audit it is to determine the truth and fairness of the financial statements or to express an opinion on whether the financial statements are true and fair. So I'm saying it is not applicable, meaning you cannot apply ARPs where the objective of the audit is to detect frauds. Like in a forensic investigation, there we do not use the analytical review procedures. So it is important to put that one in mind. So let me go to the next concept under analytical review procedures. And this one will be the types of ARPs or the objectives of analytical review procedures. And that is what most of the time the examiner will also ask for the extent of use of the analytical review procedures. And again, the examiner will ask you to name the four categories or the four objectives of analytical review procedures. So that is the next concept I want to cover here. So let me talk of types, stroke the objectives of analytical review procedures. Number one is ratio analysis. So we can do or perform the ratio analysis, which is the computation of those accounting ratios. So where we compute the accounting ratios, and by doing so, we normally compare the current year's ratio with the previous year's ratio. So you can decide, for example, let you come up with the, maybe you get the gross profit to sales ratio. You compare that ratio of this period with the gross profit to sales ratio of maybe like three previous years. That one will know whether the company's profit is growing or it is declining. So that is one of the types of the objective or of analytical review procedures. When you compute the accounting ratios of a company for a period of time, So you compare the current ratio with previous ratios, so that trend, you can see how the company's profits are increasing or decreasing. Then that can help the company making some decisions. You can give an advice to the management of the company and tell them that the company's profits has been declining. Then they can look at what they do to change the decrease in the profits of the company. So that is one of the types of all the objectives of ARPs. Number two is trend analysis. That's another type of analytical review procedure. Trend analysis. This is again where you compare the performance of that company. So trend analysis is comparing company's performance over a period of time. Compare how the company has been performing in the other periods with this period. And that's trend analysis. We have reasonableness tests. Reasonableness tests. When we perform a reasonable test, or when we talk of the reasonableness test, they are these tests, they are the tests conducted to determine how logic or how logic is maybe a transaction, or how valid, that's another good term you can use. How valid is a transaction, or how logical is that transaction? For example, let me give this example. You may realize that the salaries for this current period, it has increased at a very big rate or high rate compared to the previous year. You know, salaries for companies, we do not expect that big difference from one year to another. We expect at least there be a slight increase in salaries. But sometimes you find the value for the total salaries of a company, maybe it was 10 million or it was 1 million in a particular year. Then, coming to this period, you find that that trend asset or the salaries they have totally changed. So that is something you need to check. Is this transaction related to salaries and wages reasonable? So that's about what? You perform what you call the reasonableness test to confirm whether these salaries, transactions related to salaries, they are logical or valid, because we don't have that deviation. Then we have the last one is variance analysis. Variance analysis is the last objective of ARP, the analytical review process. So what is a variance? A variance is a difference between the budgeted or the standard and the actuals. This is what you plan to be as the related to production. But the direct material cost has increased, has changed from maybe it was 10 you had budgeted or planned or set the standard, maybe to 10 million shillings for the direct materials for a particular year. Then, instead, you realize the total material costs has increased to 15 million. So the variance will be 5 million, because from 10 million to 15 million, the difference is 5 million. So that is the variance. And this one is adversely or negative affecting the company, because the company profits are going to shall be affected negatively. So what we say, it is an adverse variance. So variance analysis is where the auditor will compare the company's variances or performance, the budgeted performance with the actual performance of the company. The difference is what we call the variance. In management accounting, you have done like material price variance, material usage variance, material cost variance. You have done those ones. You have done labor variances. You have done all of that. Overheads variances, fixed overheads and variable overheads. You have done them. So those ones, they can also, they are part of there. You can perform them to just know the company's performance within over a period of time. And then you can compare the last year's expenses with the current year's expenses. Then see whether there is an improvement. So those are the four broad categories of analytical review procedures. And thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I'm Mr. Clefers, your tutor. You are auditing and assurance tutor. You are advanced auditing and assurance tutor. And I'm here with you to help you in passing this custom paper. So continue following, subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I know we shall reach places. Let's meet in the next class, next concept, where I shall be handling another concept which is commonly examined. I'm here to help those on custom and other related courses to auditing. So ensure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you want to find me at a regional college, don't be confused with any other building. It is only Commonwealth House where we are located. Thank you so much.